Hello again, and welcome back to the town of Rowan. This is the Library of Rowan. It's a pretty big build. It's probably roughly the same size as the arena, which happens to be right there, right behind me. And it took me a little while to build it. It was mostly just a whole mess of world edit where I would build like a little section of the window and then the column next to it, and then just stack it so it gets repeated over and over again. And then for the dome, you just fly up in the air and then just kind of pick a spot and say create dome, hollow sphere, whatever, out of nether brick, and then just chop off the bottom of the sphere. And then I just kind of made a hollow cylinder that was just below that. And so it's fairly easy to build something that looks pretty cool and looks pretty big like this does. And I mean, like, it's a pretty big building. And then I just kind of had to work out the spacing of the handrail and all that kind of stuff and all that. But you may notice also things look a little different now. I'm flying around. I've got my render distance cranked back up. And that's because I got a new graphics card installed. It's one that's been sitting on top of my computer forever, and I finally got the power supply that can run it. So it's pretty cool. It makes things a lot smoother. I can turn on a lot of the fancy, and I love it. But anyway, let me show you around inside here. This is just like one section or wing, I guess you could say, of the library. And I've kind of got this, let's see, make sure that I got all these guys. I've kind of got this arch thing at the top up here, and that's because I was doing some reference photos of various libraries, like medieval libraries, whatever. And there was one, I can't remember the name of it, but it had this kind of arch on the top, except for above this walkway above this upside down stair would be a walkway, and there'd be a handrail that's like right on the outside edge of it, and then another book, case like maybe 3 of these high would go up, and that way it would give the person, they could walk in, they could get access to all the books on the ground level, or they could go up a little ladder to an upper level where they had this walkway that went all the way around, and there was another row of books up there. And I thought, well, that's really cool, but the problem is it's just too, with Minecraft you can't do that. It would just be like really bulky because I'd have to have these stairs with sticking out another block, and then have like another just square block there, and then put fence or iron bars or whatever is the handrail. And I didn't want to do that, so I just kind of made it that way. So it gives it like kind of neat. It looks like it's tied into the ceiling a little better. Maybe even adds like a structural element or something. And then I have all my crafting tables here as like kind of like little card catalog type deals or whatever. And then I've got some tables and some benches and things. And I kept it fairly spacious still because I figure it's a big building, so they wouldn't need it that crowded. And then you've got the inside of the dome. I dressed that up with some lapis lazuli, some white wool, some green wool, and then just the black from the nether brick. And then you've got the glowstone in the corners. And then you can kind of see there's some windows in the middle of that too. And I kind of wanted it ornate because one of the other photos I saw, they had sort of a white dome with these blue and yellow and green stuff like arch paintings on there, but they're really thin stripes, so I didn't want to add too many colors because then it just starts to look really cartoony and almost like it was a mistake and you're just using the wrong texture pack or something. But anyhow, let's go up to the next level. So the next level is essentially the same as the level below as far as you still have these little wings. I started to put banners on the ends of these because realistically bookcases can't support books on both sides like that. That book would be inside that book, and it's just kind of silly. So I was trying to think, well, how can I cover the ends short of adding just a whole nother block on there, because then it just makes these things so long that either your walkway would get tiny or your I'm gonna pause this real quick when my dog's making a bunch of noise. But you have the ends, would be capped with something. But at the same time, I just I don't know. I'll probably get rid of these because they're kind of silly, but um, that's why those are there. But so then the middle section, obviously, you can look down. I wanted it to kind of have an open feel, and same thing on that side. And then we can go up another level, and now we're on the little ring at the top inside the dome. And I almost feel like, I mean, I like the look of the dome, and from the outside, I think it looks just a little too big. Like if we head out here, and then you look at this dome compared to the rest of the building, it almost feels too large. But I don't know, I guess there's nothing that says it can't be big, but anyway, each quarter of the dome has an access to the roof out here. And I was thinking about making the roof have, like a arched kind of roof right here for this wing, or maybe like I tried doing a peaked roof that was just square, and I didn't like it. Maybe I should have made it out of glass or something. But and part of the reason is that you have all those bookcases that have that little like wooden flare at the top to tie it in. So like all these wouldn't be touching the ceiling anymore if you open this ceiling up. And so what I'd have to do is just break all those away, or it would look silly, I think. And I've got a cat fight in my lap. Okay, so, but yeah, so anyway, these lead outside, and I'll show you another little sneak peek. One of the things I plan on doing with this server once I get it open to the public um, is I'm going to have like secret areas. There's already some in some of the other towns. There's a couple in this town, I think. I've made some. Yeah, there's a couple little secrets and things to find. And then I plan on. Sorry about that. I got minor interruptions. But so anyway, down here is eventually it's going to have like a basement where you can come down, and then there'll be a staircase that leads down, and it's kind of part of it's there just because I copied the stairs from up above, just kept kind of like copying them down, down, down. But it's going to be like the rare section of the library maybe, and then maybe it'll lead to like catacombs or something too. And ultimately with this server, I want to set it up to where it's like the, city of adventure type thing or whatever, so people can come on the server and they can either just make towns and have fun, or they can go exploring, and out in the world there's going to be dungeons that you can find, and I'm going to install this plugin I think it's called Treasure Chest. Once I figure it out, I'll show you guys what it can do and everything, but essentially what it is that if somebody finds a treasure chest, they can open it up, there'll be a bunch of stuff inside, they take the stuff out, somebody else comes along, finds that treasure chest, all the stuff that the other guy took out of it is still there. It's like he never got to it. And then so this guy can take stuff out of it, and then when he closes it and reopens it, it's still going to show what's left after, unless he took everything, then it'll be empty. And another guy comes along, he opens it up, and it's like a brand new chest that no one's found yet. So you can basically let everyone find treasure in the same treasure chest. So it's pretty cool. And it even has a setting to where, like, say every 24 hours you can have it respawn and fill up with new jewels and stuff. Not sure if I want to do that or not, simply because I don't want to put like a couple of diamonds in one of them and then have a guy just go there every day to collect diamonds. It's like, I suppose if you have to fight your way through all the monsters and crap to get down there, it might be worth it to go get those diamonds. But technically, you could just camp in front of the chest, log off Minecraft, leave, go outside and do something for a while, and then log back in. So I don't really want to do that, but I'll probably just make them one-time thing. But the other thing I worry about is that it has to save that player's name. So when they come back to it, it says, "Okay, have you read this? Yes, you've read this file of what's inside this chest, so you don't get what's in there. This is your new file and stuff." So it's got to keep track of that. And I don't want it to start lagging the server out. So if that's the case and it's really laggy, then it may not be there. But so far it seemed like when I was playing with it before, it seemed like it didn't really matter. But there's just me and one other guy that are messing around on here from time to time. So, but Yeah, and there's some other mod or plugins, whatever, that I've found on the Bucket server that are like dungeon generators and things like that, which I really like them, but they tend to put lots of lag on your server, especially if, when they repopulate, it kind of gives you a big lag spike. And I don't want it to do that because this machine's kind of slow as it is. It's got 6 GB of RAM, and I plan on upgrading all that stuff, but I don't want to tax the server too much until it can handle it. So I want the tax to be all the players that are playing on this. So anyway, that's all I wanted to show you for the Library of Rowan, and I will see you on the next video.